From Hollywood, time once again for Money TV. I'm Don Baillargeon. Thanks for joining us. Money TV is a program all about money and what makes it happen. Well, General Motors announced this week they'll be closing a number of manufacturing plants in the U.S. and Canada and laying off thousands of workers. Citing slow sales, the auto manufacturing giant also announced they're going to stop building certain cars, including the Chevy Impala, Cruze and Volt, the Cadillac XTS and CT6, and the Buick LaCrosse. Now, the 6 cars going out of production have something curiously particular in common. They're all 4-door sedans. Beleaguered GM, the dethroned past king of the auto industry, has decided that sedans are no longer cool with customers as they're preferring trucks and SUVs. Can't argue with that. Trucks are indeed popular. Chevy sells a new pickup truck every minute. Ford sells an F-150 every 30 seconds. The sedan has been built in the U.S. since about 1912, when the term was first used to describe a closed car with roof and doors. GM believes car buyers don't want them anymore. But when you look around the automotive landscape, it's a decidedly different picture emerges. BMW, Audi, and Mercedes lineups all feature several sedans, ranging from compact through mid and full size in various configurations. Such is also the case with Toyota, Honda, and Nissan. Even supercar manufacturers like Aston Martin, Ferrari, and Porsche are now selling 4-door sedans. So maybe, just maybe, GM, it isn't that buyers aren't buying sedans, they're just not buying your sedans. Perhaps if you built a better one, the buyers would be there. Now here's something that's always there. It's our toll-free number, good from anywhere in the world you're watching the program, 888-259-4449, to get free information about our featured guests. When you do call, be sure and ask to be added to the subscription list of our Money TV newsletter. Again, toll-free from anywhere in the world, 888-259-4449. Visit us at MoneyTV.net. Please like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Well, our first guest joins us this week direct from Phoenix, Arizona, Greg Lambrecht. Greg, of course, is the CEO of Single Point Incorporated. SING is their stock symbol. Welcome back to the show, Greg.
Hey, thanks for having me, Don.
Well, I saw a press release this week from the company. You're saying you've added a premium hemp and CBD product to your SingleSeed.com website. Tell us about that.
Yeah, we're really excited about CBD, and we're really focused on it. You know, our site, SingleSeed.com, I think we have over 200 products now, and we're adding products all the time. In fact, you know, my previous life has been in distribution, so we're working on some other angles, not only to sell it online, but to get it into retail. So we're moving forward fast and furious with CBD.
Now, are you incorporating your payment applications along with this?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, you know, we're one of the only companies that, you know, we're using PayPal and some other proprietary payment processes that we have. So people are able to, you know, use their credit card and buy the CBD products online. So that's kind of our DNA and some of our expertise. So we're happy to implement it.
Well, I know the company's been very busy with acquisition activity. Any new information you can share with us?
Well, unfortunately, I can't tell you the big story, but I can tell you that Single Point is in the process of making hopefully one of the largest acquisitions that we've ever done. And in the future here, shortly, I'd be happy to share the news. But again, we're out raising money. We have raised money. Of course, we put out a press release that we raised the $5 million, and we're really focused on you know, taking advantage of the fact that Single Point has a lot of volume in its stock, has the ability to raise money and to go out and acquire revenue and EBITDA, and that's exactly what we're doing. So we're going to have some huge news coming up soon, probably at the first of the year.
Well, Greg, we look forward to hearing more about that when you can tell us. Once again, Single Point Incorporated, SING is their stock symbol. Very exciting update, Greg. Thanks for joining us.
Well, great, and thank you, Don, and go sing.
Joining us now via Skype is Mr. Brian Cox. He's the CEO of a company called Surge Holdings Incorporated. SURG is their stock symbol. Brian, welcome back to the program.
Hey, Don, good to be back. Thanks for having me.
We're glad to have you back on because I saw a really interesting press release earlier this week. Why don't you tell us what's going on?
Hey, glad to do it. Yeah, it was interesting because there was a whole lot of work that's gone into getting these 3 things and these 3 highlights of the press release ready to go on December 15th. It's been the culmination actually of a year's worth of work. We've talked in a previous interview where the team and I have done this before, and we know the hiccups, landmines, and plateaus that you can encounter when you're growing a company like this. And so what we've done is right before starting the journey and really hitting the gas pedal, we went ahead and did the proper preparations. We put the things in place from, as you saw, the onboarding of customers, where we can now electronically, our salespeople can go out to a merchant location, electronically onboard that merchant. And just to explain the difficulty that was in the past, over the past 15 years, you're talking about, there's money moving, there's things going on, there's business licenses, there's tax resale licenses, there's contractual agreements, there's commissions, there's, all kinds of bank forms. Well, before, you would have to go in and we'd have to have a salesperson or an ISO representative scan documents, get copies, sign repetitive forms where it's name, address, contact person, contact number. That process could take hours. And then the goal was to get the store up and ready within 3 days. Well, we've created the software front end now where our salesperson can go out with an iPad and simply sign that store up electronically, have all of the information there, a one signature document that formats all the information. It's electronically sent to our onboarding support staff, and they're live by the end of the day. So in some of the previous press releases, you've seen some of the deals where, we've gotten the commitment for 20,000, 40,000 stores. And if you do the math, you're talking about 3,000 stores a month for the next 12 months. So, breaking it down further, you're looking at 150 stores a day on a business day. That's nothing that you can do where you're scanning documents and other types of traditional onboarding activities. So that was step one. Step two was on the stores that have internet and a computer at the cash register. And I do want to take an opportunity to take a step back and explain something, because I got several questions yesterday from some of our shareholders. Wanted a little bit more explanation on what our portal is. Now, that's a whole interview in itself, but from a very high level, imagine that store owner has the ability to top off or give prepaid airtime to anyone that comes in that store, no matter what the carrier. Our software is interconnected with every prepaid carrier. And you have the ability to load debit cards. Customer puts cash down on the counter, it loads onto their debit card. You have the customer walks in and has the ability to pay their relatives' phone bills in foreign countries, whether it be, my uncle in Guatemala or my mom in Mexico, whatever that may be. So we have a portal, a software front-end portal that merchant is constantly doing transactions, and we are in front of them all day. That's where the concept came. Hey, we're already a part of their life. We're a profit partner. We're involved in their day-to-day transactions all day. Why don't we offer them other products where we have a unique competitive advantage? We're already in front of them. We're already in their checking account. They already trust us. They make money off of our relationship and vice versa. We're friends. So why not put on that portal, that interface, icons where they could see categorized, no different than if you and I went to a website, hey, wholesale CBD products, wholesale snacks, whether that be gum, candy bars, or even the fad type things that are showing up now, where like lime salts that people are buying, whatever that is, we have the ability to put that on there, float that across, buy 2 cases, get 1 free, which is also a win for these other companies that are looking to break out of kind of their footprint, and they don't have to pay salespeople to go out and be road warriors and travel the country, pulling doors and get their products into these other stores. So we, in a sense, have become not just a railroad into these depots or these corner markets. We're laying the software as the railroad, and we've actually got the train, and we're going to bring products. And now the exciting part of it is we can examine all of the data, because we are a blockchain-based software company. We have all the metadata that our analytics folks can get together and determine, hey, you know what? Some of these products we need to do ourselves. These are high margin products in these regions. No different than when the guys at Walmart looked and said, "Hey, we're selling a lot of Frosted Flakes. We need to roll out the Great Value Flakes." So we've created that. Yes.
Brian, I've got to stop you there. We're out of time, but fascinating company. Like you said, probably need another interview to cover it. Again, Surge Holdings Incorporated, SURG. Brian, thanks so much for joining us.
All right, thanks, sir.
Well, joining us in studio now is Riggs Eckelberry. He's the CEO of Origin Clear, OCLN's their stock symbol. Failed to mention you're also the Dean of Water. Got to get that in.
The professor of cleanup.
There you go. Professor of Cleanup, the Dean of Water, the Sultan of H2O.
All right, you're on a roll.
We'll just keep coming up with new ones every week.
I love it.
What's new at the company? We haven't had you on for 2 weeks. Had a fixed Thanksgiving break, so I know a lot has probably happened, so fill us in.
You blinked?
I did blink.
Well, this morning I published a CEO update, and the title was Herding Cats and Dirty Water.
Okay.
All right. Now, the herding cats part is where I'm telling the story of how we got to where we are right now with our acquisitions. I say we have a slate of acquisitions. Well, what does that mean? This time last year, we were told by New York bankers, don't don't talk about anything that we can raise less than $10 million. We just don't want to know. So Bill Charneski, our dogged, he's just all over it, and he stayed on it for months to assemble a set of companies where we'd need that much cash. Of course, you get one company, you go for the other one, and then herding cats, right?
Right.
Oops.
Right.
Now this other guy is like, oh, okay. Now you come back in, and so all year long he was doing this push me, pull you kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But what's great about it is we finally arrived now. And the lender we're working with is like, this is great. There's such good stuff. It's all set. It's all packaged. And so we have the ability to ask for $10 million and actually do something with it. So that's what's going on. Of course, full disclaimers, these deals might not happen. Don't bank on them. But we are teed up with a legitimate funder and some great acquisitions.
Are you planning on doing all these acquisitions with all cash from the funders? Are you doing cash and stock combinations?
It's mostly cash because stock is very dilutive.
Right.
When you're buying much bigger companies, it's like, whoa, they can end up owning you. So we use the cash, so that's debt.
Right.
Leveraging the target. LBOs, leveraged buyouts, right? So you're using the strong income of the target to secure the debt, and now it comes in. And of course, they have future targets, and they make stock over time, but presumably by then, our valuation will have risen because of them. It's kind of like a circular thing.
Sure. Now you're following the same model as some of the previous deals you've done, where basically they come in under you as an acquisition, but they still run their own company, or how's that going to work? Exactly.
We like to have independence because in the water industry, people are accustomed to being bought out and they go golfing and all their business is destroyed because the acquirer just wants the customers.
Right.
We say, no. Don, keep your business, keep your brand, do your thing. We're going to take all that stupid QuickBooks stuff away. And no, internet marketing, we'll handle that. But you go sell, and they love it.
So you've got this all packaged. The cats are herded, so to speak. Do you have a time frame when you might see these things closing or begin to close?
It's, right now we're in very late stage discussions. But as I say, these are binary things. You can go, oh, well, I guess we just lost a month. At this point, it's really teed up, it's really exciting, but it doesn't happen until it happens.
Right. Well, as you mentioned, the cats are herded. So do you have backup opportunities in case one of the cats...
We have more cats.
I was just going to say, are there more cats in case one gets away?
Exactly. This was that EDS ad in the Super Bowl 2000 of cowboys herding cats, and it's in the update. I got a picture of that one. It was very popular at the time, literally. But the other thing I want to talk about in the same update, this is the dirty water part, there's a town called Enterprise, Louisiana. And it's a CNN article that's, right now you can see it out there, 250 people, and their water's terrible. Now there's a hero called Mark Edwards. He's the guy who did the whole work on Flint. He goes around all over the country. And he says, we're third world when it comes to drinking water.
Wow.
So the town of Enterprise is really in bad shape. He got a $2 million grant from the EPA to study Enterprise's water. Guess what? 250 people in Enterprise. If we were mass producing our aquapliance, the home device, all those 250 people would have a device for the $2 million.
My God.
So the money being spent on study could be used on fixing.
Well, it's kind of interesting. That's the way government kind of works. They spend a lot of money studying things and analyzing things, and they never get around to doing anything.
True. But Mark, he's putting it to good work because he's bringing the awareness up. We can come in and market the solution.
So let's we're nearly at the end of 2018. It's been a great year for you. What are your prospects of 2019? What are your dreams and goals?
Dreams and goals, first of all, get those big acquisitions done, because that will transform us and really give us a huge revenue base that we need, number one. Number two, modular water is going to continue to expand at the industrial level.
Right.
We're right now, for example, working with breweries all over California. There's 1,800 breweries in California alone.
Oh my
right?
gosh.
Thirdly, I want to get going with the home appliance. And also, there's going to be great news about working with oil companies, both national and private, over in the technology side.
Mr. Water.
Thank you.
Origin Clear, OCLN is their stock symbol. Check out their website at originclear.com. Riggs, always a pleasure.
Aquaman.
Aquaman.
Have you heard the news? There's only one flat-fee news distribution network on the market. It's called AccessWire, and it's exclusively from Issuer Direct. Any day, anytime, the AccessWire News Network can deliver your press release to more than 1,500 media outlets in 98 countries. AccessWire also delivers real-time engagement analytics. You will learn who read and shared your press release and more. Best news of all, getting started is easy. Visit accesswire.com and extend your company's news reach today.
Hi, I'm Kevin Harrington. On Shark Tank, we always look for the next big thing. Today, it's digital currencies like Bitcoin. But everyone wants to know, is it real and how do I get started? Yes, it's real, and the best way to start is setting up your free digital wallet with singlepoint.com. They make it easy to buy, use, and store digital currencies without banks or debit and credit cards. Use promo code SING for your free wallet and informative newsletter. That's singlepoint.com.
We're back. Thanks for staying with us. Joined in studio now by two executives with Nuggle Incorporated. NUGL is their stock symbol. To my immediate left is the CEO, Brandon Vargas. Brandon, welcome.
Hi.
And the Chief Marketing Officer, Ryan Bartlett. Ryan, great to have you on the show.
Thank you for having us.
Now, you've got something called the Nuggle app, which is basically a directory for all things cannabis. Tell us about the app.
Well, the best way I can describe the app is that it gives cannabis businesses and consumers a platform to create profiles and interact with each other.
Well, it's kind of interesting because everyone's talking about the cannabis industry, and we do on this program, we're talking about one or two of these companies per week, but your app connects consumers with the cannabis businesses.
Yes, consumers can go onto our app and search for local cannabis businesses, and they can sort based on whatever criteria they're looking for. And once they have completed a transaction with the business, they can go ahead and leave a rating.
Okay.
The business can then reply to the rating if they if they wish to.
So it's like a customer retention program?
Correct.
Okay. Now, speaking of your involvement with cannabis dispensaries, we've got a short clip from Bob Waters, your VP of Sales. Let's look at that clip right now.
Hey Don and everybody out there. Happy to have you here today. We're on location in beautiful Compton, California here at the Loud House. Let's step inside. We've been pretty busy today. I just wanted to just say hi. All right, everybody. Well, as you can see, we're pretty busy here. We want to get back to work. We don't have time to lollygag, but let's have everybody say hi to Don. All right. That's right. Well, let's get back to work. You all have a great day.
Well, it looks like everybody's having a good time there.
Yeah, they are.
Now, is this basically the target market, going after dispensaries and getting your app involved in there?
Yeah, it's dispensaries, it's any type of business really, but right now our team of salespeople are reaching out to dispensaries and they are going into their shops and helping them set up profiles and leaving them some marketing material as well.
Now, speaking of marketing, Ryan, what are some of the marketing directives that you're pursuing to get the word out?
So we tried to do traditional marketing tactics with Nuggle, and we found that it wasn't very effective. So we branched out and did a little bit of research and started studying that social media was probably where most of our consumers would be based. So we started a social media account and we started interacting more with our consumers rather than just throwing advertisements at them. And we found that the interaction between the consumer with us actually benefited a lot, because not only did we get the word out, we also learned a lot from our consumers, what they actually want, what they want to see, and it helped us build the software a little bit more towards them. So our marketing is a little untraditional. We just kind of threw it out there, I messed up.
No, it's okay because it's kind of interesting because my background going back years is an ad agency guy.
Yeah.
And the ad agency stuff that we used to do with newspaper ads, radio, TV ads, they don't interact with the audience where social media does.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so social media, we have found that we can communicate more with the consumer that way. We get an immediate response, which we found with marketing today, in today's modern age, people are looking for something immediately. That's where social media came in. When you go on social media, you see an image, you scroll to the next one, you see an image, you see a video. You're not taking 30 seconds to look at an ad anymore. You're taking 1 second, 2 seconds. So we need to post engaging content and make sure that our consumer wants to see what we're giving them. So to get the word out of our app and what we do, we have reached out to a lot of social media influencers, which is today's sort of billboard. These people, they've made a name for themselves in social media. And what we do is we reach out to them and find the ones that want to work with us and support what we do. And then they can promote through their own Instagram pages and Facebook pages our message for us. So these are sort of brand ambassadors, influencers for us to work with, that get our message out for us where we couldn't generally meet these avenues. These influencers range from 100,000 followers to over 1 million followers.
Wow.
So we're very quickly getting the word out to all of their viewers. Once they see that, they inquire about our company and go to our Instagram page or message on the influencers page, where we can then go and comment back to them. So it's an immediate feedback, and people love that. They post.
It's a fascinating company.
Yeah.
Once again, Nuggle Incorporated, NUGL is their stock symbol. Gentlemen, congratulations on your success. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Joining us now over the phone is Ajene Watson. He's the CEO of Digital Asset Monetary Network. Their stock symbol is DATI. Ajene, welcome back to the program.
Thank you for having me, Don.
Now, we've been talking about your company for some time. I thought we might go back to the beginning with respect to understanding the business model. Can you describe it for us, please?
Yeah, I realize that people just don't seem to get it, but I noticed that with old school, if you will, old school investors, they're very familiar with a 90s company called CMGI, which was a powerhouse incubator at that time. I think at its peak it had nearly 100 investments, 20 subsidiaries, 1.5 billion in annual revenue. It was a huge company, but it was an incubator for the most part. And that's essentially what we do. We are an accelerator incubator, but essentially we're a little bit more progressive than CMGI was. They incorporated a two-phase strategy, which was first to incubate, second to invest. We incorporate a four-phase model, which is to accelerate, incubate, acquire, and spin off. This gives us the ability to build the most value from our equity portfolio and sustain it. So, we primarily focus on the accelerate phase, Don, right now. We have several portfolio and client companies and one strategic venture in our pipeline. So we're doing pretty well from that standpoint. But we are, I guess, for traders, they know CMGI.
Interesting.
And that's essentially what we would be akin to some degree.
Well, we've spoken to a number of the companies that you work with. One of those was Transatlantic Real Estate, which was very successful. Tell us about that.
Well, Transatlantic Real Estate is not actually a portfolio company of ours, nor a client company directly. However, they are listed on Fundana. Fundana is our cannabis-focused Reg CF. It's an equity crowdfunding portal. It's owned and operated by True Crowd, which is one of our portfolio companies. And, they're doing tremendously well. Transatlantic Real Estate, I'm not sure if it was 6 weeks ago, 7 weeks ago when they actually launched, but they've raised over $700,000 so far. And that's big for us, right? That's big for the company because that, that's 70% of what they can raise, the maximum they can raise. And that does a lot for Daddy and True Crowd in terms of value, in terms of revenue and valuation.
Well, Jenny, tell us about the differences between client companies and portfolio companies.
Yeah, sure. I mean, differences are important. The client companies, we don't necessarily need to have an equity stake in those companies. We think these companies are really interesting and have good value potential, so we take them on as clients without making an initial investment commitment. BitFence, who was on your show, that's a good example of a company that's only a client company. We just work with those companies and not mentor, if you will, but provide various consulting services. Portfolio companies are businesses where we initially we begin with an investment commitment because we believe these companies already have legs. They're already good investments. They have good management. They have MVP. They're just all-around good companies. So the portfolio companies, they do not need to be client companies. They may not ever even become client companies. We just like them enough to have made the initial investment. Work Done, which was also interviewed by you, Work Done is an example of both. We began with Work Done as a client company, and then we went on to make a funding commitment of 10% of their Reg CF raise. Now they funded over 80%. We funded over 80% of that so far, and so they are a portfolio company, and we're very happy with that, of course.
Once again, Digital Asset Monetary Network, stock symbol DATI. I wish we had more time with Jenny. Such an exciting company. We'll be talking to you again very soon. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Don.
Take care. Well, on this week's Money Wrap radio program, we're going to talk about the possible need of building that wall. To find a radio station near you or to listen online, go to moneywrap.com. Call us right now, toll free from anywhere in the world, 888-259-4449 for free information about our featured guests. When you do call, be sure and ask to be added to the subscription list of our Money TV newsletter. It is free, as is the call, 888-259-4449. Visit us at moneytv.net. Please like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. That's our show this week. As always, we'll be back next week. Thanks so much for joining us.